What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, guys. Today in this video I want to tell you why I just bought some more Lam Research stock. Guys, this is an awesome company. I haven't bought Lam Research since 2021, so this is the third time that I've actually bought this company, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to come back and get some more. There's a very specific reason why now it may be the perfect time to get in on Lam Research. If you haven't gotten in, or if you already have some stock, maybe to increase the amount you have, I'm going to share with you why this might be the perfect time to do that. But first of all, I want to give you some background on what Lam Research does. So they are in the computer chip industry, and actually they're in a subsect of the computer chip industry called the wafer fabrication equipment industry. I know that's a mouthful. You can shorten it to just the WFE industry. And Lam's role when it comes to the manufacturing of integrated circuits is that it creates the machines that create the wafers that you can build the integrated circuits on. So Lam Research is selling their machines to the actual chip producers, chip makers, so that they can create these computer chips. And Lam Research actually specializes in specific points in the WFE industry, specifically atomic layering etching. Now, think about that for a second. This company is building machines that's able to layer at the atomic level. It's absolutely insane what they're able to do now. They specialize in deposition, in predictive modeling. So I want to talk also about, because I don't want to get too much in the weeds in this video, but I want to give you a good overview of why this is the perfect time to buy Lam Research, why I'm buying some more of this stock. So let me give you the current position of Lam Research. So they have some major customers. So think of companies like Micron Technology, Intel. Anybody ever heard of that? Taiwan Semiconductor. So these are the chip makers that are buying machines from Lam Research. And this is super important. If you miss everything else in this video, don't miss this, that the chip industry has a cyclical nature to it, which means that there's ebbs and flows. Okay, there's ebbs and flows. It goes up, it goes down. Right now, I believe that we're at the bottom of a downturn. So there's been a recent downturn. If you've been following the semiconductor industry, then you know that the stocks are down. There's in electrical, industrial chips, all the way across the board, stocks have come down a lot recently. In fact, if we look at if you look at Lam's recent quarter revenue, it decreased 17%. So I know that's like, man, that's bad. That's not good. But you have to realize and you have to recognize that they're in a cyclical industry. So the gross margins actually improved by 4% because Lam is a profitable company. Their operating margins are 27%. And their net income was $803 million. So all of this is evidence of robust profitability even when sales are declining. So it's a very well-run company. It's there's a cyclical nature to the industry. And so here's the opportunity. I think that, and some other really big projection of futurists, stock market thinkers are projecting that the WFE industry is going to grow next year, 2024, by 15%. 15% is a projection. All right, now it may be a little bit below, maybe a little bit above. They may be completely wrong. No one can see the future. But if we're able to model from the past, then remember it's a cyclical nature and we're going to go up. That's probably what's going to happen next. Not saying it's going to. That's why I'm buying, guys. 15% next year. I'm getting in now at the bottom. So, and if you look at the stock graph, it's already, we're at like very close to the max price that Lam Research has ever been. And we're at the bottom of a cyclical downturn. So I'm really expecting Lam to just explode, break all of its records before. We'll see what happens. So their current share valuation is 25 times forward earnings. And if you look at the historical context, semiconductor manufacturers at cyclical troughs it's a good strategy, and that's why we're doing it. All right, so let's look at AI, because we're in the middle of an AI revolution. This is a chip maker. Where does AI fall when it comes to Lam Research? And the thing is that specifically in AI, we're looking at generative AI and how it fits into their long-term strategy. How is the company trying to integrate AI into its strategy? So one of the things that Lam's working on is advanced packaging solutions for AI-driven data centers. So there's going to be all these data centers and there are already all these data centers that are springing up to power AI. And Lam is thinking about how to package it, how to package these chips, how to put them together, how to integrate them together. The CEO, Timothy Archer, actually had some insights on this, and he believes that for every 1% that AI data centers grow, there's a $1 billion opportunity. $1 billion opportunity for every 1% growth. So if you think that AI is going to grow, if that means that data centers are grow, that means Lam Research has a massive opportunity when it comes to the AI space. So who should invest in this? Should you invest in this? Well, this actually, we can talk about the ideal investor profile. Those that are wanting to tap into the semiconductor industry without high valuations, this may be a great company for you. But if you're already heavily invested in semiconductor stocks or even Lam Research itself, I would caution that you don't need to have all your eggs in one basket, that you need to diversify. So, spread the wealth a little bit. Don't put it all in one spot. But if you're not already overweight, then this may be a great time to buy some Lam Research. Now, we have to look at some of the risk. I don't want to leave you like with all positives and not tell you what the biggest risks are. The biggest risk to me is China. So the U.S. has put a lot of controls and regulations when it comes to exporting to China, and it turns out that China is one of the big customers for Lam Research. In fact, last year's sales to Chinese companies accounted for 31%. Don't miss this. This is massive. 31% of Lam's revenue. That's almost a third of all of Lam's sales going to China. So now this is a double-edged sword. It's not actually all bad because there's these new regulations and because they're tightening the grip, the U.S. is tightening its grip on what can be exported to China. The demand in China for Lam Research products has gone up, which is driving the prices up. And actually, the demand for some of the lower level equipment that there's less regulations on has gone way up. So Lam Research is able to sell some of their older equipment, which there's not as much demand for here in the U.S. and other countries. So there's pros and cons to these new regulations and the U.S. putting these restrictions on exports. So again, main reason I'm buying Lam Research, I love semiconductor stocks. I love these computer chip stocks. I think that we're at the bottom of a downward cyclical turn. I think next year is going to be hugely profitable for the semiconductor industry. I've already bought Lam Research in the past and I wanted more today. So those are just some of the reasons that I'm buying in. But I do want to encourage you guys to do your own research. So, don't just take my word for it, but go out there, read some articles, do your due diligence before you invest. I'm not a personal finance guy, okay? So do your research, all right? Let's do your research. And remember, keep an eye on all these geopolitical factors that are affecting the semiconductor industry. So read your news, pay attention to what's happening between the US and China. Make sure you know what's going on there. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, do me a big favor and leave me a like. It really helps out with the channel, with the algorithms. But more than that, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about Lam Research. If you own any Lam Research, if you're thinking about buying any, if you disagree with my opinion on this, that's totally cool, totally fine. Leave it in the comments. Tell me why. Let's have that conversation. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see your thoughts, your opinions on this. And then guys, if y'all enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. I post a video every single week. That's what I try to do, is try to buy a stock every single week or add to a stock I've already bought. Always leaving a video telling y'all exactly why, the reasons I'm buying. And then if I ever sell, I'll post a video telling you why I'm doing that as well. I've only ever sold one stock because I really believe in these companies and I believe in their future. Of course, I'm constantly monitoring them, so if there's any reason to sell, then I'm going to post a video and tell y'all why. Anyway, guys, y'all take it easy. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.